any duct tape. I never knew of anything that happened to Kaylee until our life started to unfold on July 15, 2008, and when Kaylee was found on December 11th.
It's day 3 of the Casey Anthony murder trial. The defense is still trying to pin this crime on Casey's dad, George. Now, you look at this and tell me, does this man seem like someone who's lying to investigators?
I got within 3 feet of my daughter's car, and the worst odor that you could possibly smell in this world. And I've smelled that odor before. It smelled like a decomposed body. I'm being very straight with you guys. I got a sick feeling for a second because the car that was all closed up, and if you were from me to you, away from it, you could smell an odor. You don't forget that odor, no matter what it is. You never, ever forget it.
Mark Geregos is a criminal defense attorney. I kind of believe him there. What do you think?
I have the opposite reaction.
Oh, really?
I have the opposite reaction. You've got a daughter who's just a little bit younger than mine.
Yep.
As a father, if my daughter is suspected of a crime, not talking as a lawyer, as a father, I'm not going to be in there telling the police I was in her car, the car smells like death, and pointing the direction of my daughter. I find that to be suspect.
Well, and I guess the fact is he would know that because he was a detective, wasn't he?
Wait, he's saying, based on my experience, he's opining. It's not just, he doesn't have somebody cross-examining him to get this out. He's volunteering to the cops, hey, you better start to look better at my daughter. That, to me, sounds suspect to begin with. As a father, you couldn't tie me down and get me to say that about my daughter.
That's an interesting point. I mean, the average listener or viewer wouldn't really know that that's what he was doing. But you're right. If you knew that as a detective, you as a father, you would not do that.
He knows, as he's sitting there, he knows there's a camera up in the corner there. He knows that this is going to be played somewhere else for somebody. He's laying her out. And he's doing it as, oh, I'm so pained to have to tell you this.
Yeah.
But that wasn't just, let me tell you something, that wasn't just an odor. That was an odor of death.
He gave an opinion. Leonard Padilla, you're the bounty hunter that's been around this. You tell us how you interpret what we just saw there. Do you agree with Mark?
Well, let me tell you this. I have a JD. I went to law school, and I certainly wouldn't let my daughter off the hook by lying for her. I never raised her that way, and I wouldn't start when she was older. If there's a death smell in a car, I'm going to state it so. I'm not going to have law enforcement go around chasing their tail. That's wrong to tell America that you would lie for your daughter. I'd never do it.
Leonard, let me ask something.
That's good, Leonard. I'm sure your daughter's sending you a thank you note. You'll have fun with her on Father's Day.
Why don't you call her and ask her yourself?
I'm sure.
I've got grandchildren. I don't want them to think that I would do that.
Well, how do you know that this guy didn't set her up at this point? Don't you find this whole thing to be suspect to some degree? The guy's coming in there, according to you at least, he didn't know that that she was missing. The granddaughter was missing for 9 days. That's a pretty close relationship, wouldn't you say?
But you don't know that Casey was always lying about where she was with her daughter. She used to stay with all those guys every day, every night. Those parents who were both working.
Who would take care of the granddaughter when she's staying with those guys every day and every night?
She took her to bed with them. She put her in the same bed.
She took her to bed with them. And you know about that because the grandfather knew, and the grandfather loved the granddaughter so much he let her sleep with his daughter and her boyfriend.
Grandfather didn't know that. Casey was always telling the parents that she was with a babysitter.
So if the grandfather didn't know it, how did you find out about it? Is this mental telepathy of some kind?
Guys,
don't get smart with me.
Hold on, Leonard. Hold on a second, buddy. Hold on. I appreciate both your opinions. I want to bring in Susan.